Hi everyone, in this workshop we'll be cooking this amazing brown butter banana tray bake. Stick around to see the whole video. Hi everyone, welcome to this wood-fired workshop at Manna from Devon cooking school. In this workshop we're going to be cooking brown butter banana bread, and this recipe, made famous last year, really hit the headlines, published in the Sunday Times, and comes from a chef called Millie Taylor. And last year it was all over Instagram, and now we're finally getting around to it, and we're a bit late to the game, but never mind. We're going to show you how to do it in the wood-fired oven, of course, using the Bushman Santorini. The difference that we've made is that we're going to cook it in a tray rather than a tin, and I've doubled up the recipe. Apart from that, it is exactly Millie Taylor's recipe. First thing we're going to do is brown some butter, and that just means we're going to cook the butter a little bit and let it brown, and it takes on a much nuttier, deeper flavour. And to do this we want the oven a little bit hot. Of course we could do this on top of a hob. We're going to do it in the oven, so I've left the embers in the oven at the moment so that we get a bit more temperature. So the butter is foaming and bubbling in the oven, and I want it to cook, and you can see where it's just starting to brown in places already. And I want it just to take on a sort of deeper caramelly colour, and I'm just swirling this every minute or so just to make sure it's cooking through evenly and we don't get any hot spots. The butter's now got some nice copper tones. You can see around the edge of the pan where I've got some little bits which have caught, and I want to sieve those out so it's all going through the sieve, and it's got a really nice rich colour to it. And I now need to let this cool down before I put it into the cake. I've lined my pan here, and I'm going to melt this butter, spread it around the pan. So the butter's mostly melted, so I can spread that generously around my tin. And I don't mind that there's a slightly excessive amount, because that's going to help to make a nice toffee-ish crust to this cake. Because into this I'm going to sprinkle around demerara sugar. The butter and demerara cook together to make a nice toffee on the outside. I want to shake that all around, shake it all about, so I kind of coat the whole of the tin. So now I want to get the oven ready by taking out the embers and letting the oven settle to what I hope will be around about a sort of 180 degree oven, so a 5 Mississippi oven. That's most of the embers out. Into my trusty bucket I'm going to stick this outside, and I'm going to put the door on the oven and let the whole thing settle down. The best way to do this is in an oven which has been cleared out, so you've got the most even and stable temperature. But if you are cooking this in a steel oven, then you'll probably need to leave some embers in so that you keep the oven up for long enough and high enough in temperature whilst the cake cooks. So now we can start making our cake. So in my mixer here I'm going to put 4 eggs and some muscovado sugar. And then I'm going to set the mixer to do that. I could do this by hand, but I'm frankly too lazy and it would take too long. So let's let the mixer do that. I really want to do this until it's all nice and thick and ribbons are left in when I drip some off a spoon. So that's had a few minutes now, 5 or 6 minutes, and it's nice and thick. So into there now I'm going to add fruit. So these are sultanas. I've soaked these sultanas overnight. Millie's original recipe said to soak them in rum, and rum is sort of sugar based, so it's nice and sweet. I didn't have any rum, so I used some Amontillado sherry. Those can go in. Mashed banana, nice soft bananas, which I've mashed with a fork. And the butter, which is cooled down now, and you can see now that the froth has all gone, you can really see how it's taken on that lovely darker, more caramelized colour. And then I've got self-raising flour, baking powder, extra baking powder, as well as the self-raising flour, and chopped walnuts. And I'm just going to mix and fold all of that together. So I've mixed that now. I can't see any of the dry ingredients. And the whole lot can go into the tin. Spread that out, but don't go crazy about trying to smooth out the top or anything. Just quickly even things out a little bit. And it's ready for the oven. So the oven's sitting nicely where I want it. And in we go to the centre of the oven, door on tight. Millie's original recipe in a cake tin, a 2-pound cake tin, was for 50 minutes in the oven at 175 fan. In this case, we're going to leave it in the oven for 30 minutes because it's flat, because it's a tray bake, it's going to cook that much more quickly. So I'm going to be checking it after 30 minutes. It's been just under 20 minutes. I can see that my oven is holding steady. It's just fallen sort of 10 degrees under the floor there. I'm just going to spin the whole tin around. And at this point I can check if it's browning too much. I can cover it over, but I think that's actually looking fine. So I'm just going to spin it round for even cooking and give that another 10 or 15 minutes, I think. The cake's had just coming up to 35 minutes in the oven. We're going to take a look and see if we think it's done yet. So I'm just feeling the top to feel how much resistance is there. I think it wouldn't hurt to have another 5 minutes, but only 5 minutes. And I've prepared a little cover for it so it doesn't get any darker than that. That's dark enough. Okay. Our brown butter banana bread is about to come out of the oven. Thanks for joining us on this wood-fired workshop. We're here every week or so with a new video to give you lots of inspiration for wood-fired cooking, so please subscribe to our channel, give us a like, and if you've got any questions about any aspect of wood-fired cooking, please put it in the comments below and we will answer you. That smells absolutely fantastic, a real depth of flavour and smell with the winey smells of the raisins and the burnt butter is fantastic. We're going to let this cool a little bit and then we'll show you what it looks like when we cut into it. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.